Hey guys, in this video we are going to work on room details, how to add title, description and price if there is a price, and we are going to work on real-time check for our text fields. So if we add title for our room, there is a bending icon shown, and if we stop typing, there's instance check. If the title length is more than 5 characters, it will be successful, otherwise it would be an error. And the same for the description, but in case of description the characters must be 10 characters or more. And here we can choose between free stay or nominal fee, and we can change our price as well. If both successful, also the step is completed. So let's get started. Let's edit our component, add details. We are going to use Flexbox. It is a stack component in Material UI. Let's import it from Material UI. And let's add our styling. Align items, we need them to be in the center. And let's change the class of Material UI for the text field. We need to change the width to be 100% and max width less than 500, and give it a margin of 1. And let's add here our radio component. Let's add our group of radios. Name, cost type, and value. We need a state for that. Let's continue adding our props. We need the radio buttons in one row, and on change we will create our function handle cost type change. Now let's add our radios. First one, value will be 0. And it is radio component. Label is a free stay, and let's copy it. Let's change the value here to be 1 and the label as well. Let's work now on this value. Let's create state, cost type, and set cost type. And we need a default value. We need that from our global context. Let's go to the context provider and add here details. It is an object, title, default empty text, description as well empty text. On price, the default value is 0. Let's save and go to our reducer to add an action to update this state. Let's add it here. And let's call it update details. We will retain the same state, and our details state will be the old state of the details, and we will add our payload. It is an object, so we need to spread it here. Let's save and go back to our component add details. And let's import our state here. We are going to extract it from our state and extract it again from our object details. We need a title, description, and the price. And we need also the dispatcher to dispatch the changes. And here let's add our default value for the state cost type. If there is a price, if it is not 0, we will make it nominal fee 1. If it is 0, it will be free stay. And let's pass it here. Now let's create our function. We will receive the event. And we will change this event to number because it is a string. And we will set our state to be this value. And we will check as well this value if it is 0. In this case, we will update our details state to change the price to be 0. So type is update details. And we need to pass the payload to be price 0. And if we choose the nominal fee, we are going to make a default price 15 as a suggestion. Now let's add text field for our price. We will check the value in our cost type. If it is 0, it will be false. And if it is 1, it will be true. So it's only in case it is 1. That means we have chosen the nominal fee. And in this case, we are going to show our text field. Let's give it with 7 characters and make it important to replace the material UI styling. Variant standard. And let's add the input props. These props for material UI. Let's add the start adornment. We're going to make it $sign. And the position is start. And let's add the input props for HTML. Type number. Minimum is 1. Maximum is 50. And the value will be our global state price. On change, we'll create a function handle price change. Name is price. Let's create our function. Let's add it here. We will receive the event. And let's copy one of these dispatchers. We'll update our price state to be the value in the event, e.target.value. And let's save and check. Let's go to details and let's switch to nominal fee. There's a problem, it shouldn't be 0, it should be 5 when we are in nominal fee. There's error. There's something wrong when we imported our dispatch. Here it is not inside state, it is outside, should be. Sorry for that. Let's save again. And let's check now. Now it is okay. Okay, now let's increase the price. We can increase it and decrease it from here. And the maximum value is 50. Now let's work on title and description. We need to add here component for that. Let's call it info field. And let's start building this component. We are going to use text field component from MUI5. We need here to receive some props into our component. We will add these props when we use this component inside our component add details. Props are main props and optional props. Optional props are only for the description, so we will give it a default value empty object, and min length for the characters if it is title 5 and if it is the description 10. Now here let's extract our dispatch from our hook. And let's create 3 states. One for editing if the user is typing. The default value is false. The user is not typing. And let's copy it twice. One for error. And one for success. And both the default value is false. And let's add our props here. Let's spread our main props and our optional props. And let's add error equals our state error. And we will add helper text if there is an error. We will show a message. This field must be, and we will add the minimum length and characters or more. Color in case it is success. If it is true, we'll make it success green. Otherwise it will be primary. That means it is blue. Variant outlined. And on change, we will create function handle change. It is required, both of them. And let's add our adornment. We will add it to the end. The position is end. And I have icons for that. We're going to use one of them. In case the user is editing, we will show one of our icons. We will add it as a source for avatar. Here's our icons. I'm going to choose the first one. Let's import it here. And let's call it pending icon. And let's add it here. And let's give it height of 70. And in case user is not editing, we are going to check if it is success. We will add the check icon from Material UI. Color success means green. And let's import this from Material UI icons. Now let's create our function. We will receive the event and we will dispatch to change our detailed state. Type update details, and it depends on the name of the event. If it is title, it will update the title, and if it is the description, it will update the description, and the value is what is inside our event. And we are going to check the state of our editing. If it is false, we are going to make it true because the user started typing. Let's add here variable outside the component. Let's call it timer because we are going to clear it before we are going to set the timer again. Let's clear the old one first and set a new one. And we will wait 1 second before we check the state of the title or the description. If the user stops for 1 second, we will set our editing state to be false, and we will check the state of the title or the description. We'll check the value length. If it is less than the one we received in our prop, min length, in this case we are going to check if the error is false. We will set it to be true. That means there is an error. And we will check the success. If it is true, we will set it to false. That means it is not successful. And in the other case, it will be exactly the opposite. If the error is true, we will set it to be false. And the success will make it true. That means it satisfies the min length. And let's save and go to our add details component to add this component. We are going to add it twice, one for the title and one for the description. Let's first add one for the title, and let's add our props. First one is main props. We will pass here the object name title, label title, and value it will be our global state title. We extracted this from details. And we will add min length to be 5. We don't need to add the optional props. It is only for description. And here let's copy and paste it. And update name to be description. Label to be description as well. And the value we will extract it from our global state description. Min length it will be 10. And the optional props we will add multi-line to be true and rows to be 4. Let's save and check. We have a problem here with the styling. I think it is the class of Material UI. Let's go back. Maybe we need to add here space. Let's add it. And let's save and check again. I hope it will work because I'm not sure of it. Yeah, it was the problem. I didn't know it. Now let's try to edit our title. It's working now. When we are typing, the bending icon appears, and when we stop for 1 second, our handle change check for the status of the title. If it is more than 5 characters, it is successful, and if we try to delete characters to be less than 5 characters, there is an error and the message appears as well. And the same for description. Let's try it. It is working as well. Both are working. With real-time check. Now let's work on completing our step. Let's go to add room. And let's extract here our details from global state. And let's copy this UseEffect. We're going to use the same, but in this case with details. And we will change here the condition. If the details.title .length is more than 4 characters, that means it is 5 or more. And detail.description.length is more than 9, that means it is 10 characters or more. In this case, we will check the second step. Let's check. Yes, it is the second one. If it is not completed, we will make it completed. And in the other case, if the condition is wrong, we will check. If it is completed, we'll change it to be unfinished. Let's save and check. Now it's working, it's already checked. Let's try to change. When it is less than 5, it is unfinished, the step as well. And here, if we deleted all the text, it is showing us the error as well. And if they are both are correct, the step check, that means it is completed. And in our next video, we are going to work on location. How to add location for this room. You can move this marker to anywhere, or you can search here for any city or street. Let's search for Rio. And you can move this to any place you want, and it automatically gets the location of the room. So this is the last step for us, because we've already finished adding images for the room. And in case all completed, the submit button appears here, and you can submit this room to the server. And this is what we are going to work on in the next video. So see you guys in the upcoming video.